hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Welcome back to another episode of GSE's Girl Pod. But this isn't just another episode. No, no, no. This, friends, is a special episode because if you can't tell, first of all, the trio is back. V is back, and we are all fancy for V's first episode back because that's right, friends. It is the award show. Dun 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 dun.
Da, da, da,
But
da.
first, let's check in
Perfect.
with everybody. So, Britt, how you doing?
We're here and we're queer and we're together, and that's what matters.
Damn
Absolutely.
right. And V, long hiatus from the channel in general, right? Because Newspod took a legit break, right? You had a nice holiday break. How the hell are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's 2026. We're trying to be more positive. We're ignoring what is happening in the rest of the world because it is horrible. We're spending time together and we're bringing the good vibes. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Damn right. 2026 might be starting off with a few bangs in the wrong direction, but in this corner of the internet that we are carving, it is gonna be good times because that's what you do at award shows, right? You don't do cringe bad jokes that fall off at like the streamer awards. No, no, no. We're better than that. We know what to do. I think,
We're just
maybe. I don't
cringe.
know. We're just
Yeah, we're
cringe,
just cringe.
but we embrace it.
We know we're
Yeah.
cringe.
Right.
2026 is the year of cringe. I'm sick of cringe being a bad thing. Like, be authentically cringe. Like, you don't
Exactly.
have to be cool. Being cool's weird.
Who
Like,
wants to
and
be cool?
to take to kind of branch off, Austin, Texas. Keep Girl Pod weird. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
I used to have a Keep Austin Weird shirt when I went there years ago. Loved it. It was like this weird green color and the font was real funky. Ugh,
Yeah,
Austin
keep
is
Girl Pod weird.
mm, I would go back to Austin, Texas in a minute.
I
I'm not
love
gonna lie.
Austin, Texas.
It it was uh some of the messiest that I've ever been. Um because
Keep
I
Girl Pod
was
messy. Like,
keep
let's
it messy,
absolutely.
keep it
Like,
weird, keep it messy. I was in Austin, Texas, and it was the week of my birthday, and I have a very good friend who every bar that we walked by, she went to the bouncer and said, "What can you do for her? It's her birthday." That was quite a night. Um, and then we proceeded to go back to the hotel because we were there for a work conference. Went back to the hotel and tried to order pizza at like 1 a.m. We never got the pizza. It was a
I would be
vibe.
more upset about not getting the pizza, to be honest.
I think
Like,
if we hadn't passed out, we might have been upset about it.
yeah,
But,
fair. That's
the
absolutely fair.
whole like, "Oh, well, now we've passed out" thing, it was fine. We woke up being like, "Did that pizza ever show up?" No. Really? Alright, cool. We're good. We're good. But yeah, so keep Girl Pod weird, keep it messy, and always keep it fun. And keep
Yeah.
the drinks flowing. So V, I saw you take a sip. What you drinking today?
Today I have a bourbon and dry ginger ale, Canada Dry, as it should be if you're drinking ginger ale. There is no ice in it because I could not be bothered making ice, but it is a 10-year-old bourbon, aged bourbon. So we're keeping it fancy for the first Girl Pod back
Ooh,
after Christmas. Like, it's very
very
nice. I'm trying not
nice.
to drink it too quickly, is what I'm going to do.
Or, or do keep it messy.
Yeah, or like just halfway through, I'm just like, I have to go. I have to go back and get more drink. Like, mm,
All good, all good. And Britt, what do you have today?
I'm gonna call it a mock mosa.
Okay.
It's an alcohol-free mimosa with sparkling water and orange juice. Which, yes, they're on the table, and if it was alcohol, I'd probably
They'd
be
still be
gone
on the
by now.
table.
So, you know, keeping it close by so we can keep the spirits, in theory, flowing. So,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm trying something new today, so I hope I like it. Um, it is a flavored sake, because y'all know that I
mm,
do love my sake. So this is Fuji apple. I
ooh,
just opened it, so literally have not tried it. So I have ice over here, because it's not chilled. And so we put it in a nice little wine glass. It's probably a lot more than I should pour into the glass, but Whatever.
No.
It's an award show.
No.
What do you
No.
do in an award show? You give awards and you have drinks.
Yeah,
Okay, here's my
absolutely.
question. Is there a measurement on the like, is there, like, measurement lines on the side?
That's dangerous because it's very
No, 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 no,
cold.
no, no. I meant on on the glass you're drinking from. Is
No.
there measurement? Then no, you did not pour too much because there's nothing telling you you did or didn't.
Ooh,
Exactly.
that is so smooth.
Oh
That's
no.
we're okay, so the good thing is that it's smooth and delicious and I like it, and the other good thing is that, uh, I'll be speaking most of these things, so maybe it's not as much time to drink because I mean, it's 8%, so it's not super, super strong.
Yeah,
Um
you'll be fine.
But all I've had this morning is a wake up wrap, from Dunkin', if you know what they are. It's literally 1 egg, cheese, and a little bit of tortilla. I also do have my coffee because I didn't finish my coffee. Um, Full disclosure for anybody who is watching this, we do have a presentation to go along with the awards, um, because I'm intense and I wanted this to look good. So, there is a presentation, um, but that also meant that your girl was working on it, like, up to about 10 minutes before everybody else hopped on the call. So, I ate very little, so this is gonna be a fun balancing act. We're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see
You'll
how
be
this
fine.
goes.
You'll be fine.
It'll be
I've had
fine.
3 KFC hot wings. It's fine. Like
Fine. It'll be fine. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a fun show. We're gonna give some awards, and it's gonna be a good time. That's really that's really what we're all about here. And to have this wonderful setup, we even have for those of you who are watching a different screen so that you can follow along with the presentation too. Again, because the initiative, I'm trying to use all the nicer words the initiative that was taken for this. So, welcome
Yes.
officially. You've left the pre-show now. This is
Mhm.
the official show. So like I mentioned, I put together the slide deck, which means that my two co-hosts have not seen all of the
No,
winners.
No.
no.
I think I know one, and that's it.
Yeah, just one. Don't know
Yeah, because
any of the rest of them.
one I mentioned in chat, um, I will be doing some post-recording editing, afterwards because I don't quite have what I need for that just yet, and I'll explain that later. Um, but yes, so for those of you who maybe are just tuning in, we decided we were gonna have our own award show, right? We said if everybody else can do it, so can we. Um,
Yep.
Except that this is literally going to be the least serious award show that there is, all right? Why should the best awards be given in December? They shouldn't be, right?
No.
This was also a chance for those who are watching to get involved, right? There have been a lot of conversations at GSC about how do we also get the community involved, right? It's not just us telling you things, it is conversational. So one of the ways that we decided to do that girl pod was to set up an award show and let you all vote. So y'all voted. We kept it open 2 or 3 weeks. Um, and then I tallied up the results so that we could go ahead and see who wins what. So we have a few categories of the awards. So we have some game awards because, yes, this is still on the Gamer Social Club channel, but in Girl Pod fashion. Those awards are Gooner Game of the Year and Game Most Likely to Make You a Furry. So, and the categories will change every year probably, but there will always be some game awards.
Yeah. They're good games. Like
They're listen, they're good games, and those were some of the reoccurring topics of the year, right? So it's
Yeah,
only fitting that they became the game awards that were given out. And then we have segment awards, right? So usually every episode we do a fantasy guest. Obviously, we're doing things a little bit differently for the award show. Our regular segments will be back next episode, but our fantasy guest, our hottest topic, and best recurring segment. Those are all awards in the segment area. Then we have costumes for Halloween. Somehow we pulled out costumes for every episode of Halloween. I think there were 4. Uh,
Yeah.
so 4 weeks.
I think I made it on 1 episode, so I had 1 costume.
Hey, I so yes, you were on 1, but what we also did was or what I also decided was that, yes, there were days that we cosplayed. However, there are also the days that we just have to exist in the human world as normal functioning human beings, or at least something very close to it. So I also listed that as a potential costume. Uh, and there were some areas where some people literally clicked on best costume of functional human being. So so there
Which is
are
fair.
some, which is fair because I'm like, yes, I don't know that I'm a fully functioning adult like 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
Yeah.
does feel like a costume. Fine.
Absolutely.
So we do have the best costumes, and then we have a little bit more of a general catch-all category, which is going to be favorite girl pod moment, who has the best taste in drinks, and then to close it out, who was our best guest in 2025. So if you saw uh episode from last week, you saw that we've already kicked off the year with a guest, so Phrase will be in the running for next year's guest, and then anybody else who is on the podcast will get to be in that running. But this year we had just a few, and they're going up against each other for that best guest. So those are our categories. Just a few, nothing too crazy, but also all in good fun. Um, is there a category here that either one of you are, like, really excited to, like, see and talk more about?
I want to know.
Uh,
I don't know actually. I want to know what people thought of the costumes. I'm excited to see what people thought of the costumes, to see whether or not it's worth 5 of them again next year. like, and that face paint for Newspod was fucking etchy. Like, and so was the wig. It was just a terrible
Uh-huh,
time
uh-huh.
altogether. Like, I'm excited for that though. Be good.
I wanna know what the hottest topic was, or what y'all thought the hottest topic was, because
Ooh,
like,
okay.
we talked about a lot of stuff. Some I remember, some I don't. So,
Mhm,
in our ramblings, was there something that we said that you're like, you know what I
Eh.
mean? Like,
mhm.
Mm.
No,
that's what I'm excited for.
that's fair, that's fair, and, I think it also goes with the trends of where everything is in sort of the gaming sphere and gaming tangential related, like, sphere. So I think it's interesting to see, like, what really struck with people, and then, like, what people were not indifferent to, but, like, what maybe they didn't feel as, like, hot about, right? And I think sometimes that's also, like, what type of gamer they are, right? What topic is really of interest to them, even sometimes, like, what impacts them on a day-to-day, I think, right? So, but there were some good ones in there, and we did have some spaces where people could write stuff in, and I'll talk a little bit about that at the end. I didn't make a slide for that specifically, because some of them I was like, "Well, that's just gonna be us every episode." But there was one thing on there that I was like, "Okay, I see what somebody's trying to do." Um, somebody's trying to start drama, but we'll get to that at the
Oh.
at the end. I mean, good drama, good fun drama within GSE, but, if you're in the Discord, which you should join the Discord, then you'll already have a little bit of a hint of what it might be. But we'll end, end. We gotta start at the beginning, right?
Mm.
And at the beginning is why the hell are we celebrating, right? And it's because we can, right? Full
Why
transparency,
not?
because we can, and because I definitely thought I had more time to put this slideshow together than the time that I actually gave myself. So, so that's why.
Mm.
But with that, we go to the first game award, right? If you've been following Gooner Game of the Year, we talked a lot about gooning and gaming on this podcast. Right.
Mm.
And why? Because this is a safe space to get your
To goon
goons out,
out.
right? Yeah, right? Goon out. It's a space where you can do that. So our 5 nominees were Love in Deep Space, where all the boys look the same. Girls
Forgot we even
Frontline.
played that game.
Yep. Yep, we did. We did. Girls Frontline 2 Exilium, where if you have a foot fetish, there are lots of feet for you to see, and you can put them in different poses, and the girls look good. Shout out to Sean for actually getting me this picture because I could not find a picture that felt representative of this game. And he was like, "Hold up, I got you." And he opened it up on his phone and took a screenshot for me. So
So
there
we
you
know
go.
what Sean voted for.
We have Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, which of course is the one that got a lot of this conversation started. We have Digimon Story Time Stranger because they made the Digimon hot when they evolve. I
Yeah.
mean, they be
You
Used
hot.
sent
to
you
have
sent
a
through
whole
that screenshot.
episode
It
on
was
that, didn't you?
We
yeah,
we yep,
yeah.
a whole episode of oh my god, they're hot. Yep. And then we have Uma Musume, the horse girl game. So, out of these 5, what do you think takes it?
I would genuinely be upset if it was Uma Musume because you can't be doing my horse girls like that. They just love to run, and it's weird that you're gooning. Like you have to stop. Like my vote obviously would go to Wu Chang Fallen Feathers because it is Gunnar approved. We have it in one of our thumbnails. But yeah, I think I don't know. I've not played the Weird Feet game. And all the people in all the people in Love and Deep Space do look the same. I'm sorry, all those men are the same, and they send you voice notes, and I hate that.
Mhm.
Like I'm like, this is not acceptable. Like, do not send me a voice note ever.
You
Like
don't
this
want
is
them
not
just
allowed.
whispering in your ear?
No, don't do that. That's weird. Like, um, I suppose maybe if requested, you could send me a voice note, but like not just randomly out of the blue when I'm doing the dishes or something. That's fucking odd. Um, but yeah, I would like
Doing
Wu
the dishes,
Chang.
maybe?
Mhm. The way you
They're
get
awfully
those
dirty,
suds
huh?
on that dish. The way you just rub that dish soap on that dish and wipe it clean.
Oh no, not again.
We're not even 20 minutes into the episode, and V is already grabbing the wall.
It's my emotional support wall. When I move into my other room, I won't have it. I'll be very upset. But no, I'd like Wu Chang to get it. I can understand if Digimon got it though, because those Digimon were fucking hot. Like,
Britt, what are you leaning towards?
I'm probably gonna guess Wu Chang got it. I mean, I played Love and Deep Space. And yes, I agree. They all look alike. So, oh, yeah. But I hope
I
they
mean, look,
could.
it works for some people, and
Brett,
that's
yeah,
cool.
Brett's okay with the voice notes. She's like, send me more of the voice notes.
No,
Like,
I'm not.
no.
I'm actually not because if you call or voice note me, no,
Yeah.
just text me.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't want to
um,
talk to people. Like,
no. I mean, okay, so let me my partner and I spent a lot of time over Zoom when we were first dating because we were long distance. So like now that we've been married how long, we're like, "Ugh, just text me. Like, don't call
Mhm.
me. Don't,"
Mhm.
because we're like, mm, at this point. So
yeah.
I hope Wu Chang gets it. Love and Deep Space. I know I have a lot of friends that are obsessed with it. So, um, I mean, I hope it takes it for that. But I think more people will play Wu Chang than other games, just in my opinion. So,
All right. So this was very close. So close, in fact, that 2 games tied. So we gave it to both. Well, all right. I say we. I made the final decision. I gave it to both.
Yeah.
Um, so the winners are Wu Chang and Digimon.
mm,
They
Yay.
they took it. They tied with the most votes, which was really interesting because I feel like there are very different types of gamers that would play these games, right? But I think it also proves the point that like there is potential gooning in everything, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like, it's okay for the characters to be hot. It's okay for you to be attracted to the things, right? Yes, obviously with video games, there is a move to make them aesthetically appealing, right? And the nice thing about Wu Chang is you can make it as hot or as not hot as you want her to be, right? So if your thing is to be like, "I'm gonna run around and fight, and watching her fight in a bra and panties is real hot, and that gets me going," cool. If you'd rather have Venusmon take care of you in Digimon Time Story, that's also cool, alright? Games are what you make of them, how you enjoy them, and, 2 very different art styles with the game, and yet both Gunnar approved, according to the Girl Pod audience.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody just likes a big titty anime lady. Like it's like this is this is just universal in the world. I feel
Yes,
like
yes.
yeah,
Some of them blindfolded, some of them showing the under boob, so, whatever floats your boat.
yeah.
I ain't here to judge. I'm not here to judge.
I know
Eh,
you voted for Digimon. Don't lie.
did I vote for Digimon? I think I did vote for Digimon. I think I did because I was like, "Yes, there are too many hot Digimon for me to not vote for it." I was like, there's too many." And it was like, not only was there too many, I was just so surprised by the number of them. I
Yeah.
was like, "Why are there so many?" I So many screenshots that I took while playing that game for review was, "Why did this one evolve to be hot? Why did this one evolve to be hot? Why did this one evolve to be hot?" I was like, "My goodness, what is my screenshots right now?"
We
But,
have to go in a different niche than Pokemon, so it's just like let's just make them all hot.
Hey, but which one
Like,
which one is the background on your phone now?
surprisingly, none of them, actually. Um, my phone is very wholesome. Um,
that's kind of
'Cause
wild. That's wild to me.
my
Like, what
Yeah.
do
phone
you
is
mean?
my phone
Some
is
part
wholesome because it's my cat,
Mm,
and then my lock screen is, Sean and I from a Halloween party many, many years ago. I mean,
mm.
granted, we're all bloodied and looking like we just killed a whole bunch of people. Um, we were supposed to be, like, sort of a take on, like, the BioShock, uh, like, enemies.
Laser.
Um, yeah. And so we had like the mask and the blood, and we spent a lot of time that night just throwing blood on like fake blood on ourselves. I promise it was fake blood. Um, promise.
Mhm.
Sure.
We did not kill
Mhm.
anybody that day. My DNA is not out there as killing people. Um, you know.
It's weird that you have to clarify that.
I mean,
The fact that you have to clarify that means that I don't believe
I'm
you.
just,
Like,
I'm just saying my DNA is probably out there for many reasons, but it is not going to be tied to a murder case. So we're
yeah.
we're good on that front so far.
Okay. Okay.
I still got a whole life to live though, so we'll see what happens in the next 10 or so years.
6 months. Like,
Yeah, right. We'll see what happens. It is a brand new year. New year, new me. Who knows?
Mm,
Our next award is sort of similar in this, and it's our last game award. Maybe next year we'll have some more game awards. We'll see. But this is the game most likely to make you a furry. So we didn't have as many nominees, obviously, because some of the games that we talked about were not really furry like. We love our furry friends and our furry friends. So if one game made you curious in 2025, maybe it was this one. I realize there's a typo here. I'll fix it later. This is why you don't do things 10 minutes beforehand. So Pokemon Legends ZA, Digimon Story Time Stranger, or Uma Musume. Which one do you think was nominated as or awarded the one to make you curious about being a furry?
Digimon.
yeah. Just going
I'm
from
gonna
the
say
previous award, it
yeah,
has to be Digimon, surely.
yeah. I'm gonna
Like,
say it's gonna sweep.
I
yeah,
mean,
Digimon sweep.
have you seen some of those Pokemon, though? I mean, granted, I haven't played ZA, so
Yeah, but I want when you sent the first screenshot about that hot Digimon, I sent a screenshot of of a character from Pokemon that was an adult woman in a maid outfit, and I was like, damn, like Pokemon went hard on this woman's design, like this feral dragon type maid woman. I'm like, absolutely, like, and then you sent back a Digimon.
I mean, the Digimon do look human. When they
It's true.
evolve, they do look very human, which is a whole nother layer of interesting Digimon stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but you are correct. Digimon did sweep the Game Awards.
Let's
The
go.
award does go to
Yay!
Digimon. I mean, uh slight spoilers. There is a character that travels with you as part of the story, and he is still very much like partially animal and furry and partially much more human. They give him crazy abs, crazy muscles, but like the legs are still very like animal like with the fur and stuff like that. Whereas there are other Digimon that then basically look like humans in leather clothes and maybe a tail, right? So there's definitely a range of how the Digimon evolve. But if if you look at Devilmon and you're like, yo, but that tail is doing something to me right now, but everything else is leather, maybe it is the one that makes you curious. Maybe dip that pinky toe just to see, like, can they whip you with that tail too? I don't know. I
You've
don't
been
know.
thinking about this. You've been thinking
I
about this.
do. I listen. Listen.
I mean, we
Sometimes it's
listen
just
and we
like,
don't judge.
Yeah, we don't judge. We don't judge.
we don't judge. We explore topics,
Yeah.
right? We explore, we consider, and then we leave you with those thoughts so that you can consider them on your
You can go and look up Devilmon and think what that tail do though. Like
own. Just saying.
What that tail do.
what that tail
Mhm.
do though.
I mean, okay, I will say that, people's attraction to video games is sometimes can be totally different than what they want in IRL too.
Yeah,
So
100%.
Yeah.
like I think it's just don't let it confuse you. Just go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just go with it. Just go with it.
it's the
This
fantasy
is
of
what
things
fan fiction
sometimes.
is for. This is what fan
Mhm.
art is for. As we
Mhm.
say this is the safest form of sex there is, which is just make believe on a computer. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. If you're thinking what that tail do, then go look up some fan fiction about it and you can find out and then have a nice time. Like
Yeah. And if you feel brave and you wanna explore it after that, then do you, boo boo. We're not gonna judge. We're just gonna be like, "Well, I'm glad that this episode or this game got you to learn some new facet of yourself. Congratulations.
yeah,
You were never too old to learn something new about yourself."
yeah. As long as everyone is safe, consenting and having fun, we are not here to judge.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. We are here to judge the awards, though, and they judged our choice as a fantasy guest.
Oh
There was
no.
a list.
It was it was a list. It was a whole list. Uh, I'm not putting a picture of every single person,
Come
that
on.
we had
You
as a
don't think I
fantasy
want to look
guest.
at Ben Starr?
I
Yeah, just
mean,
put Ben Starr on. Like
That's
just
my Gunnar Awards. Just pictures of Ben
just
Starr.
pictures of Ben Starr. No, we
Yeah.
had a whole list, right? And, we told people, I think, to pick 3, right? And we would give either 3 or 4, um, and then we would give awards, to the top 3, 4, uh guest. And we did not include fantasy guest from people that were our actual guest on here. So these were just guests that we threw out there. So of course, Ben Starr was fantasy guest from episode 0 when we didn't even know that we were going to have a fantasy guest segment, but he really kicked off the whole thing. We had Cassandra Lee Morris, Garrus Vakarian, Sea Dog VA, Jennifer Hale, Kodaka from Danganronpa, Billy Basso, Xavier Woods, the Overwatch character designer that V talked about that I could not for the life of me remember their name. Henry Cavill, just because he's scrumptious. Johnny Young Bosch, Jeff Keighley, Logan Cunningham, Pedro Pascal, everyone's favorite flute guy, David Gator, Shigeru Miyamoto, Troy Baker, and because I couldn't think of their individual names on the episode, we put the ad hoc studio founders, which was obviously me cheating and being like, let's just bring all 4 of them on. Um, so we had a long list. We had a lot of potential fantasy guests, but the awards went to 4 that had the most votes. If you had to pick 4, who do you think those 4 would be?
Pedros. The duo.
Okay, so
I'm just
that's
kidding. I
that
know
I
both.
mean, that's your 2.
I know they both probably didn't win. Um, yeah, they did. In my heart, they did. But Ben Starr's probably on there for sure.
yeah.
He's on there.
I think Jeff Keighley's on there. I think the people want to see us chat to Jeff Keighley and also Flute Guy. Like,
Luca,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, if I'm going to pick one of the two Pedros, I wish it was Pedro, but it's gonna be Flute Guy. It's gonna be
Yeah,
Flute Guy.
Okay, so
yeah.
we've heard
But
Jeff, we've heard Flute
definitely
Guy, Ben.
Ben Star.
And Star.
All
I
right,
don't
throw
know who
out
the
some more
fourth one will
names.
be. Mm.
Who do you want to see on
Um,
there? So we know you want to see Pedro Pascal, Britt. V, if you had to
Mhm.
pick one that you're like, I want to see this person on there.
Well, I want to see Brandon Keener, the voice of Gareth Vakarian. This is who I want to see. Like, I voted for him. Like, I know I did. Like,
Okay, so I think you both will be very, very happy.
eh,
okay.
In order of most to least votes, Ben Starr had the most votes, followed right behind Flute Guy. Right.
yeah,
Pedro
Okay,
was right
okay,
behind.
okay. I'll take one of the two Pedros. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Uh, I did put pictures of both Gareth Vakarian and Brandon Keener on here because specifically when we spoke about it, right? It was like, Gareth, my love, I think you even pulled out the picture, right?
He's
It
on. He's
was,
right here.
yeah, you even pulled it out. So I was like, we're gonna put both. And
Yeah.
then Jeff Keighley rounded it out. So
Yeah. Oh
yes,
wow. Girl pod viewers have good taste in fantasy guests. That's exciting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that means we
I'm
have good
proud.
taste in picking them.
That's also very true. That is very true.
Because what's
Like-
what's
I'm
really cool about this too is Ben Starr was just off the cuff, right? That was before we had the fantasy guests. That
mhm.
was just us talking about it, right? Britt, you brought up Flute Guy as your fantasy guest, right? V, you brought up Brandon Keener, and I brought up Jeff Keighley. So what's really cool about this also feels very representative of each of us and
Mhm.
like the start and the iteration of this whole segment. So I thought this was a really cool roundabout.
I
Yeah.
also wanna say, I didn't know that Ben Starr was y'all's first guest, and then I was like, "Okay, I picked Ben Starr," and he goes, "Well, we already picked it." I was like, "Oh, okay." So, it's very fitting that even when I came in late into the game, still part of the yeah.
Yeah.
The universe, the lexicon of what makes up Girl Pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish you had used is a picture of Ben Starr as Krampus. I don't know if y'all have seen, he did a promo for Phasmophobia
Mhm.
for their winter event, and he was dressed up as Krampus, and yeah.
I don't think I've seen that. I'm gonna have to go and look at this after the
You
pod.
better. It
Like,
I saw it. I saw it, but I was like, I almost want this like sort of awkward, like I mean, obviously he didn't win like at the Game Awards recently because the best performance I think went to Jennifer English. But I was like, there's something funny about being like, hey, like we're awarding you this thing that you don't know about. And he's just like, that's great. Thanks. Like this very awkward, like, okay. I don't even know who you are.
cool, cool, cool. Be like,
hey,
but we've
we're
seen each
tagging him
other.
in this, right? Like once this goes up, I'm gonna when I repost it, I'm gonna tag him and be like, "Big congratulations to Ben Starr for winning our fantasy guest award." I think he'll love it. Like Ben Starr loves that sort of thing. He'll be like, "Yay!" He'll be like, "When can I come on?" Like we're like,
Whenever you
"Yes."
want.
Like we can record right now, Ben Starr. Are you free?
Literally, if he was like, "I'm free right now," I'd be like, "I'm on my way home.
Or like just turn to my boss and I was like, "I have to go."
I have
Like,
to go.
what
I
do
have
you
an
mean?
emergency."
We have a meeting. Like, I'll be like, no, no, I have to go. Like,
I'd be like, "No,
this
it's
is
it's it's a
not
family
important.
emergency. I gotta go." What family? The Girl Pod family. Don't worry about it. I gotta go.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's like, yeah,
Bye.
you live alone. What fucking family are you talking about? Like,
Ben motherfucking Starr.
Mhm.
like, come on, get your shit together.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. Be like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." But yeah, so I really like the way that this all came out. There were other people that had like 1, 2 votes, but these were the ones that really dominated the category. Um, but again, I
That
I
one
just
vote
thought it
for
was
Pedro
cool.
was me.
That that's
The
listen,
one vote
everybody
for
had
Pedro
their
Pascal was
one.
probably me.
Everybody had their one, Some people's ones just also happen to make it to this list. So, it's all good. But again, I really like this rounding. I like this rounding of guest. I hope that next year, we also have some additional women or non-binary friends that people wanna see on
Yeah.
the show. But I think especially since really I keep saying, like, the year of 2025 with Girl Pod is really half a year. So obviously we didn't get, like, a full array of guests in the same way. Um, but I still think this is a good representation for the first year, and then we'll see what next year's also looks like, and maybe some more s we'll see. We'll see. Then we also have hottest topic of the year. Right, so this was a little interesting. There were 6 topics, that we talked about, and it was also interesting because some were very early on, and then some
Mhm.
were much more recent. So there was candy hating on Pokemon, which, if you know me, this is a thing that's been going on for a long time. There was Capitalism Sucks, where we ranted about people, buying Pokemon cards and just buying them just to hold on to them and hoard them and sell them and try to make money and take away from kids, getting to enjoy things like video games and Pokemon cards, because we're greedy adults. There were fitness games are better than gyms. Hot take because capitalism, again, making you want to go to a gym instead of just sitting at home playing Wii boxing or whatever you want to play. Um, we also wanted the Game Awards to get rid of some categories, right? Like get rid of the content creator of the year, the esports, leave that to the streamer awards. It might have been a mess this year, but let Cutie Cinderella do her thing. Jeff, you can focus on the actual game content because clearly we're not going to do it. Um, then there was let our video game characters be hot. Maybe you're the problem if you don't like them being hot. And then, of course, there was the EA and The Sims being sold for 55 billion to a Saudi Arabian company. So those were like the 6 topics that really sprung up. Out of these, what are ones that maybe you still feel passionate about? Maybe you don't feel as passionate. Maybe your opinion has changed.
I still stand by let our video games be hot, and I am still passionate about it, especially probably more so now that we have seen such big censorship towards especially like LGBTQ games on stuff like itch.io and Steam, and it's like the the point is that you can censorship is not good.
Mhm.
Like we are not saying like this is not a grum's take of everyone should be some like bimbofication blow up doll in your video game, and everyone has a different definition of what is hot also. So let's have a variety of characters from very like stereotypically hot women to and hot men all the way through just what the gamut of what people look like and what characters look like, and hot Digimon or like just really weird looking little guys. I love a weird looking little guy. Like give me a little gremlin. I'm like, damn, he's so
Get you
hot.
another toad.
Yeah, like give me some Birdo. Like we know how I feel about Birdo. Birdo's hot.
What
Like
that mouth do though?
what that mouth do though. And I know I'm still very passionate about it. And I think you can definitely go too far into the abyss of thinking we are against people with terrible takes, and we definitely are, but you don't then have to go like just all the way in the opposite direction to the point where you become a different problem that just when it because at the end of the day when it feeds into it, when it's like your visas, your mastercards, the big companies and stuff, they don't care. They will use any of this as a way to silence small creators, queer creators, like minority creators. So you think you're fighting a good fight, but you're not thinking about this in a bigger picture. And I'm still very passionate about that. And also, I like to see hot things all the time. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
and no matter what your definition of hot is, like everyone should be allowed to find that, like in a video game.
valid. What about you, Britt?
Mm, I okay, so the EA topic was my topic that I brought to the table. Um, and over the last since that episode, I have seen a lot come out from the design team of The Sims saying, "Our, we have not changed. Our like our thoughts have not changed on what we want the Sims to represent.
Mhm.
And that's everybody's included. Um, and they just posted this not too long ago. Specifically the Sims design team, not EA themselves,
Okay.
um, that they haven't changed, and that nothing. Um, I'll read it verbatim so that we know. Um, Values are unchanged. The heart of the game is player's choice, creativity, be yourself, inclusivity. Um, that The Sims was built on a single player life simulation, that they're not going, because a lot of EA games are multiplayer
Mhm.
sports things, and they don't want to go away from that. Um, their Project Renee, which is technically Sims 5, um, is still in, I guess, productivity. That the buyout did not kill that. And then there's just still they're still making they're still gonna make Sims and continue to make it better. So am I a little skeptical? Yeah, because the overhead is who it is.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I have faith in the design team to keep, you know, what Sims has always been. So my thoughts have changed a little bit. I am still a little skeptical because
Mhm.
money rules everything. Um, so it has given me hope though. Um, so
I think that's fair.
yeah.
I think we talked a little about on that episode too, where it's like because money does rule everything, right? And obviously,
Mhm.
the company that bought it obviously wants to still make money on it, right? Will money sort of be more important than what they feel are their values, right? Which would then leave The Sims uh not untouched, but um unchanged in the way The Sims chooses to operate, right?
Mhm.
Um and I've said this a little bit, like I know just a handful of people, not from that company, but from that country, and there is hope that some of those values are shifting to be more in line with, like, you know, more positive things and more openness and, accepting of people. So maybe there's hope, right? I'll be honest, sometimes talking to some of them, I'm like, wow, there's more hope there than there is in the States. My goodness, what is happening? So but money does talk, and those Sims packs are not cheap, and yet people continue to buy them. But I think the day that the game does change and become more restrictive and not as, like, free and flexible, that money will stop appearing. So, hopefully they do keep the design team, right? And it's not that they get rid of the whole design team to bring in their own people and whatnot. Um, it, I mean, granted, it's only been a little bit of time, but it does seem like things have remained fairly consistent. So maybe that's a good
Mhm.
sign. Maybe that's a good
I mean,
sign.
we know
I have
that.
a lot of hours in the game. Like, I
Yeah.
have a lot of hours, and it has dwindled since that announcement.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, because it's like, uh, so I do. I don't know.
It's okay to say
I don't
you
know.
just don't wanna make your whole house look like Bikini Bottom too, because I don't want my house to look like Bikini Bottom. That's such a weird pack that they put out, but okay.
Yes, 100%, 100%. What were you gonna say, V?
I was going to say, we know, like, just from over the past year, when all the sort of DEI woke conversation and stuff is online, that these people actually don't buy video games and they don't spend money on it. They just
Mhm,
spend their time online grifting. So hopefully, in this one occasion when money talks, it will be in a positive way, which is,
mhm.
yeah, we're not changing. We're not getting rid of basically one of our biggest income makers
Yeah.
to appease um the values of people that are never going to buy it anyway.
Mhm.
Like, doesn't
Yeah,
make any sense. So,
100%, 100%. Um, so yes, those were our 6, and I think to nobody's surprise, especially for our audience, uh, "Let our game characters be hot, you are the problem" is the one that that ran away with it. I think each had like one vote, and then it was just like let our characters be hot was the majority of the vote. It was just like, yep, this is what people really want, right? This
Mm.
is, you know, because I think it's again, it's like not just that the characters are hot, it's customizable characters, right? Or customization options, even if you can't change the way the character looks, the outfits, the aesthetic, right? Like, the different races for the characters, right? Maybe you're like, look, I don't find regular humans hot, but let me see that dwarf, right? Like I know Avowed just recently was like, hey, you can be a dwarf now, right? Maybe you
Mm.
like a little short king, right? All right.
Yeah.
Get your dwarf on, right? Not going to judge. But, I think it does feed into a lot of that. Like, let them be hot and let it be hot by whatever standards you have, right? And let you have that fun with it. Um, so that, again, I feel like this is no surprise based on like our listeners, our peeps. If they're still listening to us with all this insanity, I feel like they have some of that
Mm.
similar thoughts for sure. And then we move into best recurring segment. I'm not even gonna have you all guess on this because this was the only thing that was unanimous across the board. There was not a single bit of competition. Okay, like
Okay.
everybody voted for the same category. So the best recurring segment was it's not even a competition, it's the rants and rambles. Like not even a competition, just yep, 100% of the vote.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
Well, I
It was
suppose that is like just the core of Girl Pod. Like, if you
it
take away the
is.
rants and rambles, what are we doing here? Like,
It is it is the core, right? And I think it also proves sort of what we were hoping for when we even started to, like, envision this, right? Where if you want something a bit more, like, regimented or a bit more structured, a bit more focused, right? Then you might listen to, like, the news pod, right? Because that is more structured, more focused. You're talking about the news, you're covering things that happened within the last week or so, right? Whereas this is meant to be a little more fun, a little more conversational, tangential, right? And we may have a topic or two that we want to touch on, but it is what's the vibe, right? It is
yeah,
what's the vibe, where are we going? Um and I feel like this sort of solidifies that thought. It makes it feel like, yeah, we're doing this in the right direction.
yeah. I'm glad people like her rants and rambles. Because I don't think I can physically stop. Realistically.
I
Oh, the
feel like
girl po
even if yeah, if we tried to put that in a box, like, it's still gonna happen. The rabbit
Mhm.
trails? Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. On the news pod, 9 times out of 10, I'm just, like, staring off into the middle distance. People are talking about news, and I'm like, "Ah, da, da," and it's like, "What do you have thoughts on this?" And I'm like, "Yes." 2 seconds until I read, like a Eurogamer article about this. Like, what are my thoughts? None. Like, just only
No
lights
thoughts,
on,
only
thinking about
vibes.
thinking
Only
about
vibes.
Digimon. Like
Vibes only. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's also I think there is like there's a space obviously to like get your news and get the recaps and things like that. I think a lot of times when I'm like listening to podcasts, especially depending on what I'm doing, right? Like sometimes I do want it to sound like I'm just listening to friends or hanging out with friends, right? And I think that's the rants and rambles, right? Because obviously, yes, we talk about fantasy guests and we'd love to have them on here to join us in the rants and rambles, right? And the beverages are like a good opening, so it's not like a cold opening. It's a quick check-in, right? If you are sitting and watching this on YouTube, it gives you a chance to go and get a drink and relax, right? And then we close it out sometimes with a game wreck, sometimes just hitting the points that we need to hit. Um, but it's very much just like conversation, hang out with friends, get to know us, be part of the overall conversation, in comments and Discord and blah blah blah. Uh and maybe even give us stuff to rant and ramble about.
Yeah.
Why not? We
We
always ask
want
for
topic
feedback.
suggestions. Like,
Yeah.
write something in the comments that will make us go on a rant. Like, it's really easy to do. Like,
V saw people complain about hot characters on Twitter and that was it. And that inspired that whole rant. So like,
yeah,
you never know what will do it.
very true. I'm
All
gonna
right.
get a top up as you're introducing the next award, by the way.
Yeah,
I've
go
not
ahead.
successfully drank slowly. Like,
I mean, me neither. The only good thing is I kept the bottle here.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was
The mixer has to be in the fridge or else it's just not cold. That's the thing. But I'll be 2 seconds.
no, that's fair. Ooh, the next one is the costume awards. Uh, I did not do I did not do individual pictures for this one because we had a lot.
Mm.
Uh, so if you have not gone back and watched all of Girl Pod, uh, I will edit this episode afterwards to display some of the wonderful uh, costumes that we wore over here. Um, honestly, I will probably just put the Happy Halloween picture over here because I had put everybody's Halloween costume, including the news pod. Because again, at for some reason that day I had the initiative to take everybody's screenshots and put them. Um, but so the costume awards I put into one slide, nothing too crazy. Again, obviously Britt joined us a little bit later in the creation, envisioning, growth of Girl Pod, whatever you want to call it, right? I didn't say it at the top of the episode, right? So I'll give you the quick reasoning here. V literally missed an episode of News Pod and they started calling it like the Boys Pod, and I jokingly was like, we should just start our own podcast and screw the boys. Or fine, they can have their little boys club. Uh, and then we didn't talk about it for a little bit, and then I think V messaged me and was like, I'm like halfway serious about doing like a girls pod, and I was like, "Oh, bet. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it then. Let's just
Let's go.
record and see what happens." All right. And then as things have as things have come up, like uh my birthday was in July, so we had like a birthday episode where I literally just put on a birthday crown because I could. And then when we got to Halloween, it was like, all right, like let's do some costumes. And we brought Brit in, I think in October. So Brit didn't have as much time to put together a whole bunch of costumes. Um, but we do them, but that just means that next year Brit will really bring the costume game. Uh,
Oh, maybe I'll bust out my Mothman costume.
see?
Yay! So
See?
excited.
Are still
Oh, can we
so
have
many
just a Mothman
costumes.
episode where all Mothman, three
Oh my
Mothman?
god.
I want to
Oh
all
my
do
gosh.
Mothman. Like,
Yes. Yes,
like, can we do
please.
it?
Okay, wait. So
Yay!
if this award episode gets 15 likes, we put together a Mothman episode?
Yes, absolutely. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's do
There we
it.
go.
Let's do it.
15 likes, Mothman episode, which means you have to share it with your friends, get them all in on it. But we did have
Tag Ben Star.
tag Ben Starr. Listen, if Ben Starr is like, I'm ready to come on Girl Pod, I feel like we'll do basically whatever the audience asks at that point. Like within reason, obviously, nothing against terms of service, but at that point, it's
Hey,
like, you want us to play this game? You want us to do this? You want us to talk about this random ass topic? Yeah, I got you. What do you want?
hear me out though. 4 Mothmans, one of which is Ben Star. Like,
As long as yeah.
Brett's like, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Like, let's
Yeah,
do it. Let's do it.
if it's anything like Krampus, yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's even better than Krampus? Mm,
Well, it will be because it's
mm.
Mothman. Come on, like.
Sorry, I was drooling.
I was gonna say I saw the just like okay, let me clean my mouth up a little bit over here. Hold on. Yeah, no,
What
I
if
I
we
saw.
play Mothman? What if we play the game Mothman while
Ooh,
Yeah,
dressed as Mothman? It's a
all
it's a
Mothman.
okay.
horror co-op game.
Oh my god, let's do it. I'm
I
here for it.
mean,
15 likes. We're doing it.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
I'll do it. I always say that everyone has a price. My price to play this game is 15 likes.
Mm,
Okay,
okay.
15 likes.
15 likes. I
I'm just
don't
hoping it's better than the last horror co-op game
that we got
that
roped into.
we
Yeah.
that we get roped into, which was bad. Like, it was just a bad game.
I know. No, it's okay. It happens.
It is a
But
mixed review game, so
That's fine though, because it's got Bothman. Like, I
Yeah,
feel like
Yeah.
that
it's
bumps it
okay.
up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. All right, so
Okay.
the costume awards. Again, I didn't put all of them. I will edit in a picture from Halloween where I had everybody on there. So you'll also get to see that eventually the news podcasts also decided to follow our lead. But you'll see the different costumes. But there were some costumes that really, really took it. I think actually, V, you had the biggest split among the costumes, right?
Oh,
Which means
okay.
which means for you, right, you killed it with the multiple costumes every week, right? Because none of them were unanimous. Um, but there were definitely like I think yours it was like one of them won and then everything had one or two like votes, right? It was
Mhm.
very much split. Mine only two got votes.
Oh
Right?
no.
So,
Like
well, that's fine. That means half the costumes worked and half didn't, and that's fine. And one of them is one that both of them are actually ones that I'll be using quite a bit. So it worked out anyway. So the costume awards went to V as Maleficent, which yes,
That
the
was my
only one I
yes.
favorite.
didn't have to wear a wig. Oh my god, it's like so
It
good.
was my
Yay!
favorite.
That
I
was
think
my
that was the
favorite.
episode I was on too. That was
Hmm.
probably my favorite.
That was my favorite.
Yay.
Me as Power from Chainsaw Man, uh, and then Brit, you with the bear is
It
is
was
what
only
won.
the bear.
You're
It was only
listen.
the bear.
You were also a functioning human being, right? But
That's true.
you
Yeah.
know the bear one. So those were the favorites of last year's Halloween episodes. Do you agree with these favorites? Right? I know you said that you voted for Via's Maleficent, right? Or do you feel there were other ones that maybe should have taken it?
Um,
No. V
no,
in
I really
person,
like that.
like, yeah. V is like the embodiment of Maleficent. Like, just it just fits her very well. So
Yeah. Thank you. I like that costume because I don't have to wear a wig. Like I don't even have to do my hair. I just like gel it back. It's great. But yeah, that is actually the only one from this year that was like a recurring costume. I wear that costume basically any chance I get. Someone's like costume party, and I'm like, well, I hope you're ready for me to just rock up as Maleficent because it's happening. Like,
I
I
mean,
mean, I feel
it
like
works.
lower effort. Lower
Mhm.
mm,
the effort. Like sometimes the people are like, "Yep, I like it."
mm,
It
yeah.
works. That was also the episode where you were eating olives, I think with the knife.
With the martini. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if that sold it a little bit more. The eating the olives out of the glass with the
Mhm.
knife probably did help. Like,
It added
Maybe.
to the, like, aesthetic, right? It added to, like, that badass, like,
mm,
it just it made it all complete and work,
mm.
right? Like,
The
it
V-lore of why she always got a knife really close to hand. That's kind of weird. Like,
to eat the olives, obviously.
obviously, just that. I've never stabbed a man, and you can't prove it.
It's see? But yeah, these were the ones. I mean, the power one is definitely, it's definitely one of my 2 favorites. Actually, the ones that got votes for me, were Power and, um, Momo from Dawn to Dawn, which were my 2 favorites. I will
yeah.
absolutely admit. The Momo one is newer, and I think aesthetically, when I look on camera, I think I like that one a little bit more, but I think I'm also biased because the Power wig is very long hair, and it's a ratty mess, and I will probably just get a new one for the next time I dress as Power. And I know we don't do rumors on GSC, but if they do actually put Chainsaw Man characters into Fortnite, I'm gonna have to pick up Fortnite just to buy these freaking characters, even if I never play them, just to support Chainsaw Man. Um, and then I'll be able to rock Power even more because I'll be like, look, now she's in a video game, so I can wear her at video game conventions and anime conventions and everything else under the sun just because. So
Mm.
yeah, but that was, I had a feeling that was gonna be the one, and then the Chainsaw Man movie came out. Uh, in the fall, and it was if you're an anime fan, it was a banger movie. Even if you're not an anime fan, you should see it. Visually, it's stunning, even if you don't care about the show and the story. But if you like pretty things and pretty aesthetics. It's amazing. Um, so I was kind of leaning towards this. I do have to find just a better way to do something with those little red horns that she has. Uh, and maybe I'll consider contacts. But that strip of hair in the front is frustrating. So frustrating.
Both of your
That's why I
wigs
don't
had
have
that strip
bangs.
of hair in the front. Like
Yeah.
the Momo has one as well. You're like
Uh-huh.
fighting with it the entire time.
The whole time. I need a professional. If you're a professional cosplayer, please tell me how the hell you handle that. Or do you literally only deal with it for photo ops? Because my gosh, how frustrating. How
Mm.
frustrating. All right, so we know Brit, Mothman coming up. Do you
I have a
do you have
I have a
anything you think
Sally
you would do?
costume.
There we go.
I have I have a Sally costume from Nightmare Before Christmas. What else do I have? I mean, I've dressed up as my D&D character before. She's a
Yeah,
blue sea elf, I
Okay.
think.
that's allowed.
Um,
My first costume was my D&D character.
Yeah.
yeah.
One of mine was
Um,
my avatar. Although now I have a new VTuber avatar, so it doesn't even work anymore. Whoops. But yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
get creative.
you still could dress up. The vintage candy.
I know. Vintage, you mean just me at 38 years old, still on Twitch.
It's a
We
good
could all dress up.
vintage.
We could all dress up as Pokemon characters.
Yeah, we could have a Pokemon episode, and Candy can be really mad because she hates Pokemon.
I know. I'll put on like a suit and I'll be like, I'm the old man Larry.
Yeah, I mean, we love Larry. Like, Larry's so real. He's just like, I'm old and I hate my job, and I'm like, same, Larry. Like, fucking same.
I literally feel like that character Larry is like, oh, I almost feel like it's like the Pokemon series, like poking fun at people.
Yeah.
You're still playing this
You're
game?
too old to play this game. Freaking, this is a children's game. What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Like,
I have realized how much I do enjoy making costumes this year, though. I made my daughters from scratch. I made her um, a Derpy the Tiger costume from K-pop Demon Hunters because there was no costumes this year for
Mm-hmm.
K-pop Demon Hunters that went crazy, and she specifically wanted to be the tiger, and I was like, okay, well, that's probably the one costume, if there is any, that I'm not gonna find. So I took a blue sweatsuit and cut out individual tiger stripes and everything and built that. I'll send you guys a picture of it, but I built it from scratch and she 12
I love
hours.
that.
12 hours to
oh
build this
wow,
thing.
that's a
Um
long time.
That's dedication.
but she looked amazing and she was so excited for it and made me realize maybe I do enjoy making costumes. So
Yeah,
maybe next year I will go really hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's only January, so you have lots of time to start
you've got
planning.
time.
I mean, there's lots of conventions.
That's true.
So
That is true. There are lots of
so
conventions. Some
so
Gonna
that
have
are
we'll
to get
see.
coming
my
up.
sewing machine out of the loft.
Mm.
Like, goddamn. Like,
Oh,
I don't have that skill. I'm buying them. I that is not a skill that I have. I have tried. No. If I can't buy it, it's not happening.
I don't think I sewed a single thing for my daughters. It was all cutting felt out and fabric gluing everything. My
Nice.
hands were
fabric
like
glue is so good though. I love
they were
fabric
like
glue.
this for days. I was like, oh, I hate this feeling. Ugh. So,
Hey, but if it
um,
looks good, it looks
Yeah.
good.
and she was comfortable. It was a sweatsuit with just the
Mm.
things on top of it. So, might have I recommend that if your whole outfit can revolve around a sweatsuit, freaking do
Do
it.
it.
Do
Yeah.
it. It's so comfortable.
Especially
So,
in the Northeast in October.
mhm.
'Cause it's
Although it's
cold.
been 90 here on Halloween before,
It has. It has. But, you know,
which is not normal, but
no. I mean, it's like, what was it, 50 yesterday, by me, which is also not
mhm,
normal for January. And I
mhm.
know that 50 means nothing to V right now,
I'm looking it up.
because
Wait, no, I'm looking it up.
because
10.
you know,
Okay.
yeah, for January, like that's not. you know, that's not normal, but at least
Yeah,
my
is that
bones don't
that's
hurt.
that is that warm for January? Is
That
that
is
warm
Mhm.
too
for
warm.
January?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it was like it's warm for January here. We've had snow and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks
mm,
ago, we had 6 inches of snow, and now we're at 50-degree weather.
Yep.
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
No, global warming, stop, please, please
Yeah.
stop.
Mhm.
Like,
I'm like, "Yay, my
Yeah.
my joints don't ache, but the world is burning, so
yeah.
this is good. This is great. This is fine. This is good." Um, you know, what is not burning, hopefully, is your throat from all the drinks that you've had over these episodes of Girl Pod, because now we're gonna talk about the best taste in drinks.
Okay.
Best taste in drinks, right? So, of course, yeah, I also used the pictures of us in costume for, the drinks. Don't care.
Mm.
Uh So obviously it's the three of us. V with the big drink variety, whether it's beer, wine, martini, mixed drink, right? Lots of variety from V's perspective. Uh I'm typically here with ciders, sake, wine. If for some reason I just like cannot have a sip of alcohol that day, or I'm just too lazy, I will have a nice fancy mug that I'll talk about filled with soda. Uh, and then we have Brit with homemade coffee and tea beverages, whether that's for your wake up or your wind down routine. So obviously we are the nominees. The guests are not on often enough to like be part of this sort of rotation, which is why it's just the three of us. Um, and winning it all was V with the variety of drinks.
Yay. I feel like I'm not gonna lie, as a Scottish person, I would have been fucking mad if I'd lost that. Like, it's like bring shame to my heritage, my family, like by not having the best tasting beverages. But no, I think this year will be fun to get more beverages. And obviously we are in January.
hmm
A lot of people drink a bit less in January, and obviously even throughout the year, people drink a bit less. So can get a bit more creative with some of the non-alc options, and we can get more creative with some other things as well. But yeah, I'm
Girl
glad. I'm
Pod
glad
drink
I
book?
won. Yay.
Girl
Hmm?
Pod drink recipe book?
I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
our drink recipe
absolutely.
book would be so many of Brit's drinks, right? Because sometimes you describe the drinks, and I'm just like, "That sounds so good," and then I sit there and I'm like, "You could probably put, like, a little bit of rum in that or a little bit of this," right? So you could have, like, the alcoholic version and the non-alcoholic version, like, I think last episode you had, drank the lavender fog, I think that's what it was,
Mhm. It was a
uh,
London fog,
or
yeah.
London fog, yeah, and because you put
Mhm,
lavender in it, that's what I was thinking, and it was like,
mhm.
"Oh, like, I made this lavender stuff, and I did this," and I was like, "That's a whole recipe and a how-to in itself," and I'm just like, "Put ice in wine glass, pour sake, enjoy." Like,
Something that's all you
done.
need though. But yeah,
I
I
mean,
think we
Mhm,
could
sometimes
definitely do
sometimes it
girl
is.
pods drink book. Absolutely. Like
mhm.
I'm here
I'll
for it.
put some things together, we'll put the coquito recipe in and, we
Yeah.
can create some drinks and I'll try to get a little more creative with the drinks. I'll probably have to buy a few of those like the smaller alcohol ones, like a smaller rum, a smaller whatever, to try to mix some things and see what I come up with. I got a fruit punch recipe an alcoholic fruit punch recipe I could probably whip together. It's just I don't normally
Kitchen
keep the
sink.
ingredients. No,
Mm.
not a kitchen sink, thankfully. Um, that is dangerous. No, I mean, I got this from my dad, but um usually it's just like orange juice, pineapple juice, both a bit of an even split. If you want to add like another fruity flavor, then you'll do Malibu rum for that coconut feel, so it feels very tropical. And then some grenadine. So you give it a nice
Mhm,
reddish flavor. You can garnish it with an orange if you want to garnish it with orange or a pineapple.
mhm.
And then if you want to make it a bit bubbly, you can top it off with some Sprite or your favorite lemon lime soda. So it really is like an alcoholic fruit punch. And yes, if we do a drink book, I'll put actual measurements. But you throw all those together. If you want it a little less fruity, you would do like regular rum. But if you want it on the sweeter side, you do any sort of coconut rum. It doesn't have to be Malibu. And if you don't like coconut, you could do like the pineapple Malibu that they sell or whatever. Um, and that's like a thing that could be in. Um, and maybe this time next year when we're looking at some of these nominees, maybe we'll have individual drinks instead of the broader, like,
Yeah.
you know, this person. And if we do the individual drinks, it'll be like whatever mixed drinks we make, along the way. And not mixed drinks, just alcoholic, but like actual crafted beverages, right? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say, "Yes, I put up this apple sake," because it's like I didn't do anything except be able to open the bottle. That shouldn't count.
I'll give everyone the recipe for how I make my Maleficent martini. We can call it the Maleficent martini. But yeah, I can do that.
I
See, and
It's
love
you must
that.
extra
have the
wet
knife
and
on the
extra
side.
dirty. It must have a knife on the side, but there is a very specific type of vermouth that I use for it. So yeah, we can do all of that. That'd
Are
be
you sure
fun.
you don't want to call it the Gooner
The Gooner
Martini?
martini.
Extra wet, extra dirty?
Extra wet, extra dirty, like the Gooner martini. The girl pod martini, extra wet, extra dirty.
We should come up with a drink that could be both alcoholic and non-alcoholic that we make like the girl pod drink.
Yeah, it can't be a martini. A martini's just a glass of straight alcohol.
Yeah, that's just that's
But
just how
like,
I feel like that fruit punch could
yeah,
be alcoholic or non-alcoholic, and it is a little because it's a punch, it's a little bit of everything. It is kind of like
yeah,
us.
yeah, absolutely. I think that
that's
would definitely
true.
work.
That's true.
Girl pod punch.
Girl pod punch.
Girl pod punch.
We do frequently, and this is the royal we because I know it's mostly me, threaten to fight people. So I think girl pod punch would work.
I mean, I threaten to
Like,
fight people every day of every week of every year. So, I
you
mean,
It's just not
just have to start
recorded when you
threatening
do
them
it.
on the girl pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Mm,
V is giving the threats on the pod, and Brit is just like, giving threats
yeah.
elsewhere. Yeah, that's
uh,
fair. That's fair. So those are our drinks, and now we get to our last award. Uh,
Dun, dun, dun,
this
dun.
is the guest of 2025. This is who we thought were the best guest. Now, I'm going to say that these are all winners, right? This was not a typo. On here, I said the winners are because I think they were all winners for taking the chance on being on the podcast, putting themselves out there, in that way. Um, we may or may not have coerced Sean a little bit into it, because he does live in the same apartment as I do. And I was like,
okay,
hey,
we or you?
Yeah, I
it
had
was
nothing to. This is another royal we moment.
this is
I
Yeah.
this
did
is a
not.
royal we moment, yes.
No, it's
I
not.
did.
This is a
I did not
royal
threaten
we.
this man. Like,
This is okay. This is a royal we in the fact that it was like we knew we needed to record multiple episodes in a
yeah,
day so that we didn't miss a week because we have been trying, and this is the real we, now the three of us. We have been trying to not miss a week of episodes. We understand that the way that algorithms work is basically you have to stay consistent, right? So every week an episode goes up Monday, 7 a.m. uh New York time, about noonish, for those in the UK, and then adjust accordingly for your time zone. Um so even when we know that we are not going to get to record one weekend or whatever, or if we just can't record that week, we try to then find a way to backfill or have some other episodes. And um, we are not good enough to think ahead and have episodes ahead of time. So instead, it's like, oh, we're not going to be able to meet next weekend. Can we record 2 episodes the weekend before? Right? Maybe at some point we'll get to a space where we just have episodes ready to go whenever. But until y'all make us famous, we have full-time jobs and
yeah,
other
I have to go
priorities
work.
that we have. Some of us have a kiddo, we have jobs, we have partners, we have all these other things that we have to split our time with. So some of it's a little last minute ish. Um
Mm,
so, part of the way that we do that so that it doesn't feel like repetitive conversations is having guests come in and bringing a different energy and a different flair. So Sean was our first one that we had on the podcast, where um, he talked a bit about cozy gaming, but cozy gaming as a guy, right? Because that is not something that most people think of, right? Unfortunately, there is a stereotype that, if you're a cozy gamer, you're probably a girl who's like, "Ooh, ooh." Um, you know, so that was part of this. Then we have, Russell who came on, who there was a lot of PC conversation and specs, and also his love of, like, Super Meat Boy and upcoming game Eugenics, and that specific game developer. And then we got a little serious, right? I say we got a little serious. We actually discussed, like, game jams and diversity in gaming and the ability, to raise voices that have been historically marginalized when we had Courtney from Gamerella on the podcast. Um, then we had Koopy, who he has said this in Discord, um, so I'm just gonna repeat it. He bought a webcam so that he could be part of things more and join us on GirlPod. So
Yeah.
that webcam was like, "I'm gonna do this." Koopy has a very amazing YouTube channel, where historically his face has not been shown. He's on standard difficulty on YouTube, and he was like, "No, I'm getting a webcam and we're doing this." Right? So he wanted to join us for this. And then we have Dara, who, if you've also been following the channel, Dara is working on some other Game Award pieces, a lot more serious than what we're doing. But
There will be
also
games.
there will be games. There will be games. More serious than what we're doing, but also, Dara and I had the opportunity to do spoiler cast, for Dispatch, which was really their brainchild. They brought it up, they talked about it, and I was like, "Listen, I'm obsessed with this game. I will absolutely join you for this." So Dara is someone else that you can see a lot on the channel. And Dara has also been part of the news podcast, as the news podcast also has a bit of a rotating uh cast and crew, let's say.
Yeah.
So those were our nominees. They're all winners in my eyes because they all brought something different, right? They brought something different to the conversation. Some more serious, some more just casual and fun. Um, but among the winners, there can only be one winner. Who do you think stole the show?
Well, I know who I voted for, but then I don't want to say because I don't want it to seem like that I didn't think they were all winners, which they definitely are. Um, I will say I voted for Courtney from Gamerella. I thought that it was a really, really interesting conversation we had, and I think we're all very passionate about uplifting, like, other voices in the gaming space that you just don't really see, especially in standard showcases, and things like the normal game awards and things like that. So, but yeah, everyone was wonderful. Everyone was subjected to a very different. They brought their own energy, but then some of them we had, I think, been recording for quite a long time. Koopy was subjected to my massive rant about dinosaurs, and I can only apologize for that. Um, but
I think
I
that
just
was
like him a
I
lot.
wasn't there for that one because that was the second one y'all were recording,
Yes. Yes.
and, I was like, "Damn it, do I just miss my event?" So I and I missed the dinosaur rant too.
Basi yeah, we had been recording for quite a while. I I think I can't remember what I was drinking, but I had had a little bit to drink by the time the dinosaur run happened. Um,
I just
so
remember
God bless
after
Koopy.
I just remember after that episode, you said, at one point, I forgot we were recording and just started talking about dinosaurs. Like, it was after I'm pretty sure it was after we had stopped recording. You were like, "I forgot we were recording for about half that episode." And I was like,
Yeah.
"That's fine."
But no, I'm excited to have more people on. I'm excited to have people back next year.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're all winners for me.
Yeah, and what about you, Britt, if you had to pick one?
I mean, I wasn't on with any of them, and I
Mhm.
feel very sad that I didn't have the opportunity. Um, I can't choose because they're all lovely and,
Okay,
um,
what if I help sway you by saying that one of them is taking me to a Sabres game later this month?
I know which one that is.
Well, obviously, because only one of those is gonna take me to a hockey game.
I'll say
I can't,
Sean.
I can't believe Dara is flying all the way over from Ireland to take you to a hockey game. That's wild. Like,
Uh, alright, well, they are all winners, the one who stood above was Koopy. Poopy, did win the award. Maybe it's for surviving the dinosaur rant. Maybe it's because he was able to say, "I really want the person who is holding the Bloodborne, remake at PlayStation to just let it all out." Maybe something about that spoke to the audience. Um but he is the numero uno, that everybody voted for. So congrats to Koopy. Um, in post editing, and I'll share this with you all afterwards. We'll try to get a little acceptance speech from Koopy. While unfortunately we can't get an acceptance speech from Ben Starr and Jeff Keighley and those other people, hopefully we can get an acceptance speech from Koopy. And then I'll do some editing magic afterwards, and
Hello, everyone at the Gamers Social Club. This is Koopy, of course, and I just want to say thank you to you all for voting me as the guest of the year for Girl Pod for 2025. It's been a bit of a trip, this whole experiment we've been doing. I never really thought I'd win a guest of the year thing, considering I only did one appearance, but as always, it's all thanks to y'all's support, from Dano to Candy and V for allowing me to be on the show itself, and to everyone else who actually voted for me. It's been a wild ride here with y'all, and I hope that 2026 brings us tons of games, tons of fun memories, and tons of drunken rants about dinosaurs. This acceptance speech has probably been one of the most awkward things I've ever done in my life, so that is all I have for today to not waste y'all's time. But like I said, thank y'all for voting for me, and I hope to see y'all on some more Girl Pods.
here he is, accepting his award, and also Ben Starr because we've managed to do that. Like,
because we managed to do that, if only, right? If only. No, but huge congrats to Koopy. If you don't know Koopy from Gamer Social Club in general, he does write on the site. I was actually just sharing some of his Silent Hill F guides with someone yesterday. Um, Somehow Koopy gets through games faster than I think I might be able to spit the name of the game out.
yeah,
I
the man's
don't
a
know
machine.
how.
Like,
Like, it's like, "Oh, I finished Ghost of Yote," and we're like, "Didn't that just come out, like, 2 days ago?" "Yeah, I'm done." It's
okay,
like, "What? What?"
he's a robot. He doesn't sleep. I'm convinced of it. He can't. He can't. Like, every time I open my Discord, he's just on the side, like playing something, and I'm like, "When do you eat, Koopy? Like, and I know you have a job. Like, what?
Yep,
Like, how is this happening? Like,
yep, but,
an absolute machine."
abs absolutely fantastic guest. We'll look forward to having Koopy on. Again, Koopy also is the one that forced us to play Don't Scream together, so I feel like he owes us one,
He does. He does.
I played
Because
right?
that
that
game was bad.
solo. I don't know. Mm-mm.
It it wasn't scary the way that we hoped it would be, and it was maybe solo would be a different experience, but we did the co-op version that came out, um, and it wasn't great.
Mm.
Just
Yeah, it had potential to be
mhm.
scary in certain moments, I think, but they relied too heavily on just trying to do like jump scares and stuff. So you would scream and you would die. But I don't think any of us at any point actually screamed.
No,
Like,
that was the other frustrating thing. Like, it was so overly sensitive even with trying to adjust it.
yeah.
Um, it was like I would have to be talking in less of a whisper than the Love and Deep Space boys like calling you in order to even try to like be able to have a conversation.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
It was not
insane.
great.
I'm like,
Hopefully they do some more stuff to it, but it was not great. Yeah.
I hope so. I was just like, I'm not I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm not screaming. I'm just like a Puerto Rican from New York. I'm loud. Like, what do you want from me? Like, I can't talk in a like, this is my normal voice and you think I'm screaming. No. Like, I'm also a millennial, which means I've been listening to music way too loud for way too long. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I need it to be a little louder. Like, what do you want? But
Yeah, headphones never used to come with a warning on your phone that said you've been listening to this for too loudly for too long. And now when
seriously.
my phone will put the volume down on my music sometimes,
Mhm.
and then I'm like, I can't hear that, and then I'm like, oh no, like, like, oh no, I've permanently damaged my eardrums. Oh no,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I have partial hearing loss in my left ear from standing too close to speakers. That shows.
yeah.
Right? So now imagine trying to play this game with people and they're just trying to tell you like, "Hey, don't go in this direction." Like, "Oh, there's just the crazy jester dude following you." And then they can't even spit out that whole sentence because the game is like, "Oh, they were screaming at you." And you're like, "What do you mean?
What do
They
you
weren't
mean?
even screaming." But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. You owe us one, Koopy, which means you have to come back on the podcast. And it's
Yep,
good because
exactly.
people want you back anyway.
Mm,
And then the
the people have been
ultimate
okay.
award, the favorite girl pod moment. Now, this was a write-in one. This we did
Okay.
not give people options, right? So this was one that people just would put off the cuff, right? Now, there was there were 5 sorry, there were 3 specific things that were written. Some of them were sort of written in a way that made it seem like 5, and then when I actually drilled it down, I was like, "Okay." So, I gave them all the award because 2 of them really overlap a lot, and then the 3rd one is a little bit separate. What is a moment that you think would have been nominated for favorite girl pod moment?
Dinosaurs.
Okay, dinosaurs?
Dinosaur Land.
Your ooh woo moment, like that was horrific, and I hated every moment of it. But it was a good moment.
Well, here's the good news. You both are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So, the first moment was, what I have dubbed cozy influencer Candy, making an appearance, and V having thoughts and saying never again. So that was there. And then it was the V loving dinosaurs, right? You know, V has no empathy and only daggers, but that doesn't mean that V doesn't love something, and that something is dinosaurs.
Very true. It's very true. Mm.
And
Fucking love
then
dinosaurs, man.
the last one that sort of like overlapped was V ranting about anything, right? So and that's why I say like the way that these were written like very much overlapped with things, right?
Yeah.
Cuz obviously like the dinosaurs was one very specific rant. Um you know, and then it wasn't a full on rant after you told me never again, but you have told me quite a few times never to do that voice and that impersonation again. Um,
Okay, but I don't remember that voice. So I feel like those who are just tuning in need to hear it.
so,
Okay, okay, okay. I'm ready. I'm
let's
ready.
see if I can get back in that headspace because we were talking about games and we were talking about influencers, um, you know, and I will edit this in to put in those moments in case this impersonation is not quite as good. Um, but I just remember like sitting here, someone's probably gonna get upset with whatever game I put out there. Um, It'd be like, "Oh my god, make sure to like and subscribe and ooh woo, and oh my god, I'm so cozy and I really hope that you enjoyed this video and like you can romance Sebastian this way." And it was just like a lot of that. And I don't even remember what game we were
The
talking
voice
about.
raise.
It's
It's the
the
ooh woo.
it's
It's
the
the
uwu, and
ooh
it's, like, the way the voice goes up, you
Oh,
know, and it's like, you know, "And make sure to check out
there's
my
a
throne
short
and
of
get me
it.
this really." There is a short, right? But it's very much that, like
Hate it. I
'cause
hate it.
it's not just the cozy gamer, it's the very stereotypical cozy influencer, right? Because
Yeah.
it's very specifically the cozy influencer, right?
Okay.
that is the my goodness, where it's like, "Are don't you like, I can see that you're trying very hard with this," right? Because there are the
Mm,
cozy gamers where they're just enjoying their time, and then there are the cozy influencers where it's like, "Alright, chill, relax, take a breath,"
yeah.
right?
You
Like
don't sound very cozy. You sound incredibly unchill right now.
yes, yes.
My opinion is the less talking, the more cozy.
I agree with that.
100% agree. Yeah,
If
I
I'm,
agree
like,
with that.
focused in on a game and I am not talking and my chat yells at me, they're like, "You're quiet." And I was like, "Oh, sorry. I'm playing the game." Like, I'm playing a game. Like,
Mm,
my brain is going a mile a minute playing this, like
Yes, agreed. Mhm. And I
absolutely.
think that's that gamer versus influencer piece, right? Where it's like,
Mhm.
the influencer, the cozy influencer is telling you, how cozy it is, right? And they're like, "Oh my god, and look, and you can totally grab your parsnips from here, and then you can feed them to everybody, and oh my god, and look, you can totally pet the cat, and then you can feed the parsnips to the cat, and don't worry, they're not allergic to it because it's this game, and cats are totally immune to everything here. And oh my god, isn't this cat so adorable?" Like, it's that, like, also very it's that,
It
like,
causes me
over
physical pain. Like,
it's that, like, over-explaining to, like, force you to believe that it is, like, a cozy, fun game, right? And it's like, just if it locks you in, that is the gaming. If it is like, "I need to explain every step of this, and I need you to believe it, and I'm telling you so many times over and over so you believe it," right? I feel like that is the influencer, right? And yes, sometimes there is a
bonus
fine
points if it's
line,
sponsored. Like,
but yeah, yeah. Make sure you check out my affiliate links below. Links in description, pinned to this post. All right?
yeah. And
It's like
I have nothing against sponsorships at
get
all.
your bag.
But it's
Get your
like
bag. It's fine.
if you if you have only positive things to say about a game while they're sponsoring you, and then afterwards I never hear from you about it again,
Mhm.
then like you're yeah, that's sus. That is suspicious behavior. Like, you don't have to be super, super, super positive just because you're being sponsored. You can just be realistic
Mhm.
and explain. Like
100%. I think the last sponsorship that I did was Honkai Star Rail. Um, and that was also, like, at the height of me playing a lot of Honkai Star Rail. So it was like I had been playing it before they sent me, like, the thing, and then I played
yeah.
it a bit afterwards. So I was like, "I genuinely enjoy this game. I think this game is beautiful." I have fallen off of it since. I've actually fallen off of all my gotcha games, even the Horse Girl game, which I know is shocking.
Dun, dun,
Um,
dun.
but, like, I was like, "I can tell you the good and the bad because I've spent a lot of hours in this game." Um but yeah, and maybe it's because and Britt, I don't know if you feel the same way, but sometimes it's like because being in the space and seeing people like take and do things, and then I'm like, this has nothing to do with anything that you have ever enjoyed or talked about, and it's not even remotely like on brand or whatever you want to call it, that it sometimes drives me nuts. And that was where a lot of the inspiration for that like cozy influencer ooh woo sort of
and see,
came
the
from.
thing is, I am a cozy gamer,
But you
and
are a cozy gamer. Like,
yeah.
you are a cozy gamer. I wouldn't put you in
But
that influencer, like
but because I stream, I feel like people sometimes put me in that box,
Yep.
and instead, I'm yelling, "Lewis, brother, give me your underpants," like, type of that's where I go, like
uh-huh.
and if you know what game I'm referencing, yeah, I am referencing that one, but, like, that is my version of cozy, and we said that cozy
Mhm.
was
It's different for everyone. Yep.
Yeah.
yes, but the constant, like, it's cozy, oh, it's like,
You can't
type
both do
of
it. You can't fucking both
Yes,
do
you
it.
can.
Like,
Come on,
I'll
V,
die.
give us your best. Come on, go ahead.
Do you know how
"Ooh,
badly this
woo."
would work in a Scottish accent? Like, do you know how badly, I can't be like, "Ooh."
You gotta go
So
deep, though, you gotta go,
cozy.
"Ooh, woo."
Ooh, woo. Ooh, woo, motherfucker. Like,
There we go. Perfect. Perfect.
That's all we needed.
Yeah.
Um I just and I think that honestly puts a bad name on cozy. And I think that's
Mhm.
why a lot of people are like, cozy gaming isn't gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I fully agree. And I think it does then push it, as we discussed with Sean, it pushes it more into like stereotypical like female space. But
Mhm.
also at the same time, it just doesn't leave any room for people who don't like identify in a very stereotypically feminine way. It's just like, okay, so this is for women, but only this specific like genre of women,
Mhm.
for lack of a better term.
Yes.
It's just
Yeah.
like, no, like everyone can enjoy the games they want to enjoy, and it doesn't have to be super cutesy. Not everything is
Mhm.
like super like feminine, and yeah, it annoys me. It feels very stereotyped,
Mhm.
and I'm like, that's not the people that I know that play these games.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Mhm.
necessarily enjoy them, but this is not how they act. Like, and there's a bit of it that also feels like really like infantilizing,
Yeah.
and I hate that. Like,
Mhm.
grown people sort of being super childlike, but not in like a this is just really exciting and I love it,
Mhm.
but like in a ooh little baby way, and I'm like, oh, that's gross, and it's even more gross when it's like when it's grown ass women, and I'm like, oh, some guy is really into that, and it's fucking weird, bro. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like,
And see the thing, like, as someone who classifies themselves as such, I enjoy Stardew, but I also think Red Dead 2 is a cozy game as well. I live my horse girl dreams
yeah.
playing Red Dead 2. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I say that it's up to it's cozy, it's up to interpretation, but it's and I don't want to speak bad of this person because they're probably trying to like speak bad of them like they're not trying to do a job because I feel like
Mhm.
a lot of them are sponsored posts and, you know,
Yeah.
they're trying to get their bag, which I understand, get your bag. Um, but it puts that cozy genre in a box. It puts the type of people who should play it in a box, and um, I it just makes me sad because then when I say, "Yeah, I play Dead by Daylight," they're like, "Oh, but you're a cozy gamer," and it's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's my cozy."
People have multitudes, man.
I like putting people on hooks, and I also
What?
like farming and petting cats and riding horses. Okay, like,
People have
let
multitudes?
me
How dare
live.
you? How dare.
Yeah. I'm multifaceted, let me be. So, I I think that I yeah, that's really funny, and I really enjoyed that you do that voice.
I don't do it often. Let me
No.
just because even that day, it was off the cuff. It wasn't like it's not a voice that I
You mean it's not
practice.
your
It's
normal voice?
God, no. It's just it was just the words were just flowing, and then before I knew it, like, the
Was it
voice and the
flowing or
actions,
was flowing?
all of it, all of it. Like,
Yeah.
drinks, words, like and then it was just afterwards, I was like, "Oh," and it wasn't until V actually grabbed the wall. I can't grab the wall 'cause this is a window, so it's just a curtain. But it wasn't until that moment that I was like, "Oh, I guess this is kinda funny. I should make it a short." 'Cause I was just like again, I was just, like, whatever, rambling, um, but yet apparently it was a favorite moment. It was a moment that stuck with people because
And
I
most of
broke
the
V.
funny comes from the non-rehearsed, and it's
Yes.
just a testament to that Girl Pod isn't rehearsed. Sure, we talk about, like, what we might talk about
Yeah.
beforehand, and then we go on dinosaur rants, so,
Yeah.
um,
It's the
I think
least
that
rehearsed thing. I don't
that's
even
a
know how
t
it came up.
I think it's a testament to just um, our how much we cling to the whimsy and how much we cling to just being in the moment rather
Mhm.
than, like, because that's why we let news team do what they do.
Yeah.
They have it, you know, they talk about the objects that are relevant, that are talked about where it's just like, "Hey, do you guys like dinosaurs? My favorite is the
Mhm.
the T-Rex, and this is why I like them."
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
And everyone needs
Digimon
a
are
bit more.
hot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also you know, I think it's also the I guess I'll use the word camaraderie, but I think it's also, like, the camaraderie that, like, GSE has built amongst everybody, right?
Yeah.
I think it it really is a group of gamers who enjoy games, who like talking about games, who like talking about things tangentially related to games, right? And just the the friendships and the bonds and all of that that then like comes out of that, right? So
Mhm.
I think it's not rehearsed because you don't rehearse friendships, right? You don't rehearse getting to know people, right? And I know somebody's probably gonna listen to this and be like, "Wow, that's so lame, Candy." But, like, I don't only message Brit and V just to talk about Girl Pod, right?
Yeah.
Like, we have conversations about other pieces, right? I'll see something and I'll send it over and I'll be like, "Oh, this reminded me of this," right? And we were talking about Mothman and uh, you know, I think I showed you um, that we got a little Mothman plushie for a niece that we're going to take up to her next weekend because we're going to be the ones who make her a little, a little quirky, a little whatever. Um, you know. So exactly, right? So it's like those conversations, can continue and it's not just eh, I don't want to this is not work, right? This is fun. Yes, obviously there's a little bit of work or I guess production that goes into some of this cuz yes, obviously there's a little bit of editing that goes into the video and we have the slide deck and we have a little bit of those things, but it is not, it's not work where it's like, "Oh, I have to get on a call with V and Brit to record," right? It's not that, right?
Yeah.
So it really is the whims, the vibe, the where's the tangent taking us, even if we try to have something prepped, um, and I think that's again a testament to like what GSC has built and what we hope that it continues to like become and grow into, right? Which is also why like on these closing remarks I said we may be the host handing out the awards, but this isn't possible without the people who actually like watch and listen. And obviously we want a whole nother year of this, of drinks and fun and friends and more, right? And the more is what I did not create a slide for, but I did want to read what people said they wanted from Girl Pod in 2026.
Okay.
Right. Um, so some of them we've talked about, and at some point we'll be able to really truly sit and make it a thing. Um, but the first one was gaming together, right? Like, and again, I think that's that extension of like some of that friendship where it's just like, let's see the girl pod game together, right? And we definitely have some games that we've already talked about doing that with. Brit is going to carry us in Dead by Daylight. Um,
I'm very bad at it, but I've been trying. I've been trying so hard, but I'm really bad at it. Like,
right. Somebody put more discussion of what that mouth do from Birdo because I think they just really like that Birdo impersonation. And again, that was something that was not something that V rehearsed, right? It was
no.
like we were talking about Birdo, and then there was the
Oh.
impersonation, right? Um, one thing was continuing to stay true, where you won't be judged for having an opposite opinion, right? And obviously, there are times that we don't agree with the mainstream opinion that's out there, and even sometimes where we may not fully agree with each other. Go to whatever episode it was, where I was like, I think Cowboy Bebop is overrated, and people were like, I'm ready to cancel you. Um, you know, and then the one that I was like, oh. This is where someone definitely was trying to start some trouble, and good trouble, right? To be
Yeah.
fair, good trouble. A panel of roguelike supporters versus non-supporters, and then the big eyes. And I was like, "Okay, who's trying to put me in a
Wait.
fight with Mark, okay?" Like
Yeah. So, but this is just like us, and then Mark is there. Like, like where we getting this panel of like non-roguelike supporters? It's just Mark. Like, like.
I was like,
Yeah,
who's
maybe
trying to get me to fight?
maybe we could do like a. I think there's too many roguelikes now. I don't think everything needs to have a roguelike element, absolutely. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think. Do they just want us to just get around and just beat Mark up? Is
I
this what
think
this
so.
is? Like, it's like is this someone Mark has wronged at some point in their life and they just want to see him get jumped?
That is literally what it felt. I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why are we picking on Mark? What happened?" Because I was like, "I don't know that there's that many other, like, non-roguelike
No.
people." So I was like,
It'd just
"What?"
be that scene from JoJo, like just like marks on the ground. We're all like, "Yeah, like this is not, this is
Let's
not
see what
conducive to
happened.
a debate." Like,
No. I was like, what happened?" And listen, we are not keeping Mark off the podcast just because
no,
he
Mark can
doesn't
come on whenever.
like yeah, he can come on whenever. Timing has just not fully worked out. We the invite is absolutely there anytime. Time zones are a bitch. We've talked about it a little bit, especially
Yeah,
last episode where we had phrase and it was like, wow, the getting the time zone to work was a lot of
yeah,
finagling. We had a very small window that it worked, and it was literally only because Phrase had a whole week of vacation. I was on vacation for a couple of weeks. Britt was, very flexible with the timing, and that's how we made it work. Because I know it was like right after dinner, and probably before putting the kiddo to bed, and so it's like we had a small window, but we made it work, right? So
yeah.
timing is difficult, but Mark is more than welcome to be on the show, and we can get the timing to work.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And we're not going to beat Mark up. Whoever wrote this, I have a feeling I know who it was.
Call them out. Call them out. If you know who it is, call them out.
I have a feeling that Dara wrote that.
Ooh, okay.
I have a feeling that was Dara. Like,
I was almost wondering if
yeah.
it was Steve just for the content.
Eh, it might have been. I don't know. I think Steve's too. Steve loves a bit of content, but I don't think he would want us to fight. Like,
I think he knows we wouldn't fight, but I think he would get a kick out of, like, just that whole discussion.
oh, absolutely. But yeah, we can have it. Mark can like, yeah. Don't. Well, no one who's watching who's not part of the Discord will know this whole backstory. But yeah, don't think that any of the people at Gamer Social Club don't get on. We all get on very well with each other. Like anything that is said to each other is generally said in jest.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, it's all in good fun.
yeah,
100%. So
which
that's
is why
what
you should join the Discord.
100
Like,
absolutely. So that's what the people want from Girl Pod, and I know, Britt, we've talked a little bit, about it. Uh, V, what is something that you want us to accomplish in 2026?
oh, oh no, I was not made aware that this was going to be a question. Uh,
I wasn't sure I was gonna be made a question, but I feel like it's a great question to then start to wrap up.
Yeah. I would really like for us to have some gaming time. I agree with whoever wrote that. I think some girl pod gaming sessions would be really good fun. Um, and I think the what I would like us to accomplish this year is like just have a little bit more community involvement. So I think this with the awards was really fun, but people suggesting topics and stuff like that, and put they can maybe put some questions into us about some of the games that we like to play and we can answer them. I think that would be good for this year.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on some ways to try to get some more community involved, and I think I put this in our chat amongst the three of us. Um, but I would love to do a take on like the hear me out cakes. Uh,
Yeah.
so people being able to submit some of their hottest gaming takes. And it doesn't just have to be that this character is hot or this character is not, right? Because a lot of that has been done. But just give us your takes. It can be anonymous, right? Whether we agree or not agree and why. I did something sort of similar to this a couple months ago on Twitch, and it was a lot of fun because we just let people submit things, right? And then we did a little bit of a different spin where they would just submit something and we had to defend it. right?
Oh,
Obviously,
that's
with
fun.
something yeah, with something like gaming, it's a little bit harder to do that unless you have someone who has, like, played it and knows it well enough. So we could still, like, try that spin, but it was like, you just give us the topic and we defend it, right? Whether or not we agreed didn't matter. It was just defend this take. And it sort of puts you in a I hate to say, like, high school debate sort of vibe, but it's fun to try to stretch that creative muscle and think about, like,
Yeah.
let me share this opinion or let me try to envision it from the other side, right? Even though I may hate it, right? Can I still give it its flowers and understand why people like it? And I feel like especially for us who also are doing game reviews, I feel like that is a good muscle to sometimes flex because it's like this game may not have been for me, right? But that doesn't mean it's not an 8 out of 10 game, right? Or whatever it is. It's just that this is not a game I'll probably ever go back to, but for people who love a Metroidvania or love a roguelike or whatever it is, right? They may be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's the game. Like that's the one." And I'm sitting over here with like, "Miss me with that," right? But for this review, I got to give it a good score. So
Yeah.
uh, but that's one way that I would love to, if people are interested in that sort of thing, like I can absolutely create another Google form and put it out there and
Yay.
and maybe maybe like once a month or once every other month we do something that is a little bit more a little bit more intensive in that way and the only reason I'm saying intensive in that way is because I will give myself more time to put together a slide deck, like, for the award show where the opinions are on screen instead of it just being us talking about it, but, I definitely would like to see, other people get more involved and more guests so that we get more, conversations, and Britt, I know we've talked about the drink book, right? Um,
Mhm.
so if you have one other thing that you want that you would wanna see 2026. Some stuff is already in progress, like updating some of our name tags and stuff like that. I just have to resize some things, which obviously I didn't do this morning because I was working on a slide deck very last minute. But what is something that you wanna see 2026 that maybe you haven't mentioned before, maybe we've just mentioned, like, very briefly in passing?
I don't know. I think we're kind of just sometimes we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. And I feel like I want more dinosaur rants. I want more ooh woo. I want more uh I just want more.
Just
I
For
more.
just
Girl
want
Pod.
more. I
Yeah.
mean, I got to experience the last chunk of what Girl Pod is, and I want more. I think that's what 2026 is for me. I want more.
You know what? I think that's valid. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
fair.
think we can definitely oblige on that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want more, you have to like and subscribe this video and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us for the Girl Pod Awards. If this is your first episode, you have a nice big backlog to go back to see all those moments. If you've been following us every week, thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing us to do this and for not getting us canceled or telling YouTube to shut us down or whatever it is thanks to the people that voted, thanks to the people who watch, thanks to the people who comment, whether you comment on the YouTube or whether you are in the Discord chatting once the episode goes up, that engagement really, I think really helps GirlPod continue to evolve and be what it is. So thank you so much. Um the news podcast will be coming back as far as I know. They we had a few things go on, holidays, and then a very, very, very long game showcase that kind of got in the way of some other stuff. Um um but make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can see all the videos that we post, including whatever gaming we all do together. And then if you want to check out the articles, the guides, the news, reviews, that is gamersocialclub.ca. And of course, you can join the Discord, which will be linked down in the description below. So again, don't forget to like this. 15 likes and we play the Mothman game. Subscribe. Let's get that subscriber number up. Share this with your gamer friends or even your non-gamer friends. Maybe they just
or
want to
Ben
hear
Star.
or Ben Starr. Tag Ben Starr and be like, "Hey, They want you on this podcast because yes, we
Mm.
do. We absolutely do. And leave a comment if there was something wonderful that you thought we did in our review of the year, or if there was a moment we missed. Was there a moment we missed that you think could have been the moment of the year? Let us know. But until next time, everybody, have a great week. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Ooh.
Bye.